The video game industry has a dirty secret. Developers are pushing a future where you don't truly own the games you pay for. From Game Pass subscriptions to the murky world of digital licenses, your games can vanish at a moment's notice. But today, I'm diving into something even more outrageous. Buying a physical disc, case and all, only to have the developers rip it away from you. Let's unpack this mess in today's video. If you buy a game, you should own it. It's a simple concept, but the gaming industry disagrees. Over the past few years, developers and publishers have been eroding the idea of ownership, charging full price for games while ensuring you don't truly own them. Take Ubisoft for example. Their any user license agreement includes a jaw-dropping clause. If they ban your Ubisoft account for any reason, they expect you to destroy all copies of their games in your possession. You heard that right. Destroy your own games. It is very dystopian, but not entirely surprising, because this is what a slimy video game company would do, and I bet my bottom dollar other publishers and developers have this in their EULAs. The modern gaming industry seems to live by the motto, you'll own nothing and be happy about it. But there is a difference between a company telling you that you need to destroy games you've bought and these companies yanking access away from you. Both are pretty damn awful, but today we're diving into the latter, specifically how gamers are losing access to physical games they've paid for. The issue has been making waves, especially with online-only games. You buy a physical disc, pop it into your console, and yet developers can still render it useless by shutting down servers or pulling support for the game. Look at Bioware's Anthem. Just last week, they announced that Anthem servers will shut down in January 2026, leaving the game unplayable. No offline patch, no workaround, just a $60 kick to the teeth. Compare that to Marvel's Avengers, where Crystal Dynamics at least provided an offline mode when their servers went dark. Bioware, though, no such courtesy. Ubisoft's guilty of this too. They infamously shut down the Crew's servers earlier last year with no offline mode in sight. Worse, they quietly removed the game from players' Ubisoft accounts without warning. This sparked a class action lawsuit, with the gamers arguing they expected indefinite access to a game that they paid for. Ubisoft's actions have ignited a wider conversation about whether developers should be allowed to kill their games by making them unplayable. Enter the Stop Killing Games movement. This grassroots campaign is pushing for legislation starting in the European Union to force publishers to ensure online-only games remain playable after servers shut down. Think of offline patches or community-hosted servers. Big names like Some Ordinary Gamers and Penguin Zero have championed the cause. Though there has been some drama with a creator named Pirate Software who is skeptical of this movement for some reason. I don't dive into YouTube drama. I don't really care for that bullcrap. So that's all I'll say about that situation. But the conversation around this subject is heating up. Here's why this matters. If the Stop Killing Games movement succeeds in the EU, then the ripple effects will be felt globally. As the movement points out, if one country is forced to make an offline patch for one of their games, chances are they're going to release that patch globally. This could be a huge game changer for consumer rights and the video game industry. And honestly, it makes me pretty damn excited. The Stop Killing Games movement is targeting all forms of online-only games, even MMORPGs and free-to-play games. And I know what you're saying, free-to-play games, how is that fair? Well, the answer is simple. It is fair because of microtransactions. There's plenty of games out there that claim to be F2P even though they are not. These games usually have some sort of hidden paywall in them, whether that is the need to purchase a membership in order to unlock the full story or just a battle pass, like we see in Fortnite and Call of Duty. Stop Killing Games aims to make sure that gamers will always have access to the content that they bought. When it comes to MMORPGs, like World of Warcraft, this would mean smaller servers or even the company allowing private servers after the initial shutdown of the main ones. At least that is what this country bumpkin gauged from this statement. Several MMORPGs that have been shut down have seen server emulators emerge that are capable of hosting thousands of other players just on a single user's system. Not all will be this scalable, however. For extra demanding video games that require powerful servers the average user will not have access to, the game will not be playable on the same scale as when the developer or publisher was hosting it. That said, that is no excuse for players to not be able to continue playing the game in some form once support ends. So if a server could originally support 5,000 people, but the end user version can only support 500, that's still a massive improvement from no one being able to play the game ever again. Pirate Software isn't the only person against the Stop Killing Games movement. Another European organization called Video Games Europe, such an original name, may I add, released a statement saying that it isn't feasible to make patches or even private servers for some games. Private server wise, they say that it isn't any good because the developers / publishers would no longer have control over the game, while other games were designed to be online only, so making those games playable after server closures isn't as simple as creating a patch. Everything out of Video Game Europe's mouth is just complete horse crap. And gamers over on X knew this, so they decided to do some digging. And they found out that some of the board members for Video Games Europe actually belong to companies who have killed their video games, such as Ubisoft. And another one that we had talked about in this video is EA. But it just doesn't stop there, because Video Games Europe is also partnered with a lot of other companies who are anti-consumer. So it really shouldn't surprise anyone that an organization who is partnered with companies that have no problem with screwing over their customers would be against the Stop Killing Games movement. The simple fact is that when you buy something, you should own it. The you'll own nothing and be happy mentality honestly needs to fucking die. It is absurd that we are paying $70 to $120 for a game, especially here in Canada, only to be told we are actually just paying for a license that can be revoked at the publisher's beck and call, even if what we are buying is physical media. Gamers deserve better. We need to reclaim actual ownership. And movements like the Stop Killing Game movement is one of the crucial first steps to this. But what do you guys think? Should developers be forced to keep their games playable? Let me know down below by dropping a comment. And to support the Stop Killing Games movement, go check out their website. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming's biggest issues. I hope all of you have an amazing and wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.